Hello everyone, welcome back to the Tech Sharmit podcast. Today I'm joined by another distinguished guest, Andrew, who is joining us from all the way from Spain. Andrew is the CEO of Consulta GFA and a proud IBM champion from 2022 to 2025 and so on. With experience dating back to 1999, he has helped enterprises across EMEA and Latin America strengthen their HA&DR strategies, enhance security, and modernize mission critical system to build on IBMI. In this episode, we will explore the evaluation from IBMI to from AS400 to the modern cloud era. Also, we will discuss on the biggest misconceptions surrounding the platform. So, but before we proceed further with this, all of these things, I would like to thank Andrew for joining us today in this episode. And now I request you to please initiate the discussion by telling us something about yourself.
First of all, thank you very much, Amit, to be here to for the invitation. Well, about me, you make the introduction. Little more to say. I'm in the platform for more than 25 years now, and still working on it, and with a lot of efforts to maintain everything. And well, we are here.
Yeah. So Andrew, as you mentioned, like you are working on this IBMI platform since 1999, and it's 2025. So what initially drew you to this into this platform? Like what has kept you? And firstly, like you can share me, like what initially drew. What was the spark moment that inspired you to start your journey with IBMI? And then what has kept you to so deeply invested in for the last 2 decades, over the decades?
Well, it was just my first job, you know. I was studying in the university and I started before in a company to do programming, but I never like a lot the programming thing. And then my father died. I need to go to my family business to continue for 1 year. And after that, I decided to, okay, I'm going to start again in the IT, but now I want to do something that I really like. And I had the opportunity in a company where they told me, okay, what do you want to do?
Hmm.
And my family was always running business. So I'm more close to the sales part that to the programming part, for example. And then they give me the opportunity to start like a pre-sales consultant, a service consultant. And it was a company on IBMI. It was Tango 4 in that time. Now it's part of Fortra company. And well, I started. I loved the job that I was doing. Also discovering in that time the AS400. I discovered that most of the companies, the most important companies, were running that server, and well, I like it a lot because it was like my a job that I really want to do it. And after that, I continue doing that. So for 2 decades, I'm doing what I really like to do. That it's okay, knowing technology, bringing technology to final customers, to final people that are going to use that technology. And again, in a platform that it's very reliable. So we don't fight all the time with problems. We fight to evolve, to
Yes.
advance with the companies. So it's something that I really like and that I want to continue to do.
Okay. All right. And we can see that from a very long time you are consistently working on this platform. So I'm sure you are the right person to talk about the evaluation of IBMI technology because you have spent so many years. So with your experience, like how would you describe the evaluation of IBMI from AS400 to today's modern cloud integration platform?
Well, the IBMI today is the evolution of the ES400, but when I started with that, everything was just a box, you know, in a rack, and everything was included there. It was the hardware, including the disk, including everything. Today, as you mentioned, we are working on the cloud. We have the power in one side. You can put any, well, some operating systems on the
Yeah.
hardware. You can integrate with storage, external storage. You can use fiber connections, etc. So the platform evolved a lot. So it's not
Right.
anymore an S400 that in the past was just a box with everything included. Now in the hardware is include the operating system, the database, but it's an open platform that you can use for whatever you want.
Right.
And still maintaining the very important power of the server that is a integrated database. But today is like any other platform. Finally, what customers wants to do or people want to do is run applications. So any application that you can imagine probably can run on the IBMI.
Okay. So, like many people believe that IBMI is a old technology or it's a legacy platform. Yet it continues to powering critical workloads. So, in your opinion, like what are the biggest misconception you encounter regarding this IBMI platform, and how do you address them? Because you are working for a very long time, so you have witnessed the changes, the advancement, right? So still, like there are some people around the world like who believe that it's a legacy platform which is about to die. So, in your opinion, like what are the misconceptions?
Well, they talk about that IBMI is a legacy server, right?
Yeah.
But some years ago, it was the 30th anniversary of the platform. But everyone knows that after Windows 3.1 started Windows 95, so it's also 30 years Windows old. Or Unix, it's also a legacy system. It's as old like older like the IBMI, you know. The
Correct.
problem sometimes is that there's still a lot of people is running applications without a graphical interface, with a very old-fashioned way to do the
Right.
things. They didn't modernize the programming. They are still in old versions of RPG that make everything complicated. And this is the legacy part, but not the platform and not the possibilities that the platform is giving to the people. You are doing a
Mm.
very good job for explaining the things available on the platform. You can program in Java, you can integrate with external storage, you have a graphical interface to manage the server. It was the
Mm.
first platform including virtualization. The problem is that they say all, part, all partitions, logical partitions, not virtual machines. But everything that anyone can do in other platforms can be done on the IBMI. The problem is that some companies didn't evolve at the same steps that IBM did with the platform.
Mm.
So if you still are programming with all technologies, if you are still using all the old technology, you are going to be in a legacy system. But if
Correct.
you are using everything that the platform brings to you, you are in a very modern platform. You can run open source, you can do, again, whatever you want on the platform. It's
Okay.
more a problem of the people working on the platform that the platform itself, you know.
Hmm, right. And Andrew, like whenever we discuss about IBMI on these podcasts, so we usually conclude that it's not a legacy platform, but it's a legendary platform which is still playing a vital role in this industry. So
Correct. Like Unix or Windows, they are the same age that the IBMI, you know, but
correct.
they make things that to do that the people evolve, you know.
Right.
And I think one bad things, if we can say that, on IBMI is that IBM is always telling everything that you did 30 years ago are going to work on
Hmm.
on today.
Correct.
And
Correct.
this sometimes is a mistake, you know, because
Yes.
people is still running like 30 years ago, not like they need to do today. So
Hmm.
this support for all the legacy sometimes is what is doing that the people is not modernizing the platform, you know.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, so moving ahead, we will talk about your another core expertise, that is HR, DR, and security on IBMI. So, in your opinion, like what are the common pitfalls, or I would say the vulnerabilities are there that companies often overlook when we are working about with the IBMI platform. So what are those common pitfalls?
Well, the IVMI is very well known for the availability of the server, and it's also
Right.
for a long time people is telling it's the most secure platform in the market. Okay, that can be true, but of course, it evolved a lot. Now the hardware is shared with the Unix and Linux part of IBM, so it's reliable. It's going to work mostly all the time, but you can have a problem and you need to move and go to a backup server or a DR
Right.
server. So a lot of companies are running their most critical applications on the IBMI. A lot
Hmm.
of banks, a lot of insurance company, logistics, etc. So they know that the platform is very reliable, that the platform is very secure, but not by default. You need to work on that.
Correct.
Today, Today, the IBMI is open. You can do a Python program and you can ingest data on it. You can have vulnerabilities day by day. They are being discovered vulnerabilities on the IBMI because it's more open. It's a model platform. So opening a lot of pores, opening a lot of possibilities on the server that can create vulnerabilities or it can create problems on the platform like in any other. So probably it's best that others, but it's not completely secure, it's not completely reliable. You need to work also on that. You need to
Correct.
do something on your side to keep that on the platform.
Yes, I am also agree that it's a platform like that is providing you lots of possibilities, but again, it is your responsibility to take care of the platform and to provide the needful things and to modernize timely manner, so that way only like we can utilize its maximum power when we are working with the IBMI system, and also to make the system secure.
In the
And
past, everything was a 50 to 50 connection. So from
right.
your terminal, so it's secure. If you are not in front of it, you
Yes.
do nothing. But today you can do ODBC, GDBCs,
Hmm.
external connections in any way. So it's completely open like any other. So you need to secure all of that.
Yes, and when you are dealing with the web services API, so you know that you are going to explore all these areas, so it should be secured so that others can take use of it, and you can also save your data, because on people are often prefer this application just because of their security. So if you are exposing it to APIs and web services, so it's your responsibility to make it safe.
Absolutely.
Right. And other thing I just want to discuss here is your approach for designing the high availability or disaster recovery strategies, because that is also one of your core expertise. So how do you approach designing the high availability and disaster recovery strategies for the enterprises in different regions? For example, EMEA and Latin America. So how you approach for designing these kind of things?
Well, here the markets are different or the regions are different. So finally, what customers or companies want to do is to keep their business running, but
Right.
the pains that they can have are different in both regions. For example,
Hmm.
in Europe or generally speaking in Middle East as well, we don't have a lot of natural disasters. We have floods, of course, but we don't have a lot of natural disasters. So
Other disasters.
we don't care a lot about that. But in Latin America, there is some companies at the bottom of a volcano, or
Hmm.
there are big storms in the Caribbean area, for example,
Correct.
hurricanes that it's important for them. So sometimes in LATAM, for example, they can think more about a complete disaster,
Hmm.
okay, that can do that the original CPD is not going to work. So they want to have different locations, long distances between them. For example, in Chile, we have companies that they need to be aware about a tsunami for example, if
Yes.
there is a earthquake on the sea, and they need to have locations 1,000 kilometers from the other. So these are different challenges. In Europe, in the other side, maybe are companies that are running very critical applications. So what they want to do is to have 24 hours work in the system. They are not going to tolerate small disruptions. 30 minutes is not acceptable. They need to work all of that. So in some cases, we think more about big disaster and be running. Of course, if you can do that, you are going to be able also to recover from a little situation,
Yes.
but in Europe it's different. But finally, the way that we do the projects are similar, because at the end
Okay.
is using the same technology, knowing the business of the customers, and then providing the solution for them. But the motivations are different. That's the main difference between regions.
Okay. And I think this will answer all those questions also, because people still believe that yes, managing all these things are not that easy. And like it will clear that yes, there are lots of effort that goes behind this thing, to design these kind of structure and to work with different geographies, because you have to take care of lots of other things. And again, you have to keep it in mind that whatever you are doing should come up with a best outcome. So I think that is the thing that sets you apart as an expert for working with these domains and these areas.
Yeah.
Okay. And Andrew, now we will talk bit about the hybrid environment, because we all know that nowadays hybrid environment is growing rapidly, right? We know about the AI and other stuff also. So how can IBMI best coexist with the cloud native and open source technologies? Because if you are working with the IBMI platform, so for sure, like you will also look for the further opportunities with open source technology collaboration, cloud native collaboration. So in that area, like how, what you believe, like how can IBMI best coexist with these things?
Well, the first thing is that, as I mentioned, for the very beginning, or IBM was the first offering, for example, the virtual machines with a logical
Yes.
partition. So, and by default, IBMI has been always a cloud server. It's a server with clients connecting to it. So
Right.
it doesn't matter if the server is next to me or if it's in a data center or in any place. So for IBMI, it's I think simple. Go to the cloud.
Hmm.
So again, for me, the biggest strength on the IBMI is the database. So it's the
Yes.
best platform to run applications that are going to work with data.
Hmm.
So in that
Correct.
sense, in a cloud environment, that's perfect. You have your core business on the IBMI, and then you can work with other platforms to do other applications around that data. We are
Hmm.
doing now a lot of projects to replicate information between IBMI and other platforms. In the past was replicate to other databases, but today is replicate to data streams technologies like Kafka or data lakes, etc. So finally, your core application it's going to run on the IBMI, and everything around that you can need to do can be done in other platforms in the cloud if you want, of course, or you can have on premise the IBMI and then replicate to the cloud with some technologies. Is again absolutely open to share that information, to share everything that it's on the IBMI with anything else on the cloud.
Correct.
Now, for example, specifically talking about Spain, that it's where I am, we see a lot of customers moving to the cloud because
Hmm.
again,
Right.
it's creating the smallest server sometimes is too big for some companies that
Hmm.
traditionally use the IBMI. So one core is very much more than they are going to use in
Correct.
the day-by-day applications. So we see a lot of service companies offering now a server in the cloud where they can create partitions for their customers. So we see now a lot of customers moving to the cloud, not just the IBMI, but the rest of the technology.
Mhm. Okay. And on the behalf of all those candidates, I want to ask one question. So, suppose in the year of 2026, if someone is planning to start their career as maybe as a IBMI developer or a security expert or something related to IBMI platform, so first question is like, do you believe that it's the right time to start with IBMI platform? And if like you can answer as per your opinion, other than that, what skill you believe that should the next generation of IBMI professionals should be developing in order to pursue their career in upcoming years?
Well, as we talk, I started in 1999, and
Yes.
then some people was telling that the Jet 400 was a legacy system 25
Right.
years ago, and it's still today
It's still there. Yeah.
running. So it's still a platform for young professionals to invest on it. It's going to be
Mm.
here for so many years, I believe, because again, most of the critical applications or the main companies in the world are still using IBMI. So
Yes.
it's a platform that for a young person, they know that they can work on that. And what we see now is that a lot of people are becoming older and they go to retirement. So
Hmm.
there are a lot of opportunities to replace that person, that people.
Correct.
It's a lack of knowledge on the platform. Now we see more and more companies looking for managed services because they don't have the enough people to
Hmm.
maintain everything on that. So for me, it's something that for young professionals are a very good place to try to know. For programming, a lot of lines of codes are on RPG and COBOL. So
Yeah.
these need to be maintained, these need to be modernized, maybe with some knowledge on RPG, but a lot of knowledge of Java or other languages. You can program on Java on IBMI without any problem. So it's the moment to do that modernization with young people here. Well,
Hmm.
if
Correct.
RPG, traditional RPG guy is going to retirement, okay, the new one can understand something of that and then modernize to other thing. But also for hardware services in the cloud to maintain the service that manage services. Of course, everything around data. Now we are talking more and more about data on
Data.
IBMI, so data quality, analytics, etc. So there are a lot of places to know that can help young people to introduce on the IBMI.
Correct. And I think this is the best example you just shared that we know that IBMI is a platform which is operation for a very long time, and there are lots of experts like who is taking retirement. So there are other opportunities also for the young developers that they can replace them, they can learn from their techniques, and they can invent also, like they can collaborate with other technologies in order to make the system more advanced by utilizing APIs, web services, and many other things are there. So these are some great advice you just shared. So I'm sure those who wanted to start their career, they have clarity after this discussion that yes, they can still be a part of this industry, IT industry, as a IBMI expert for the later go also. All right. So, Andrew, we talked about your technical expertise and your professional journey. Now, I just want to talk few things related to your personal life as well. So, what do you believe? Like, what's the one part of your journey that no one ever asked about, but has shaped everything you have built so far?
Well, hmm, I really has been always in service companies,
Okay.
so learning a lot, and finally I create my own company. So that journey, all that journey made during those years, that final work for myself with my own company, because sometimes it seems that you are doing more or less same things, always on a chip at the or DR, but it's completely different today that it was years ago, and it's different. The market has changed a lot, the companies changed a lot, so
Yes.
it's the evolution, you know. It's sometimes it seems very monolithic, but no, it has been a lot of changes during those times, and this is well, something that I'm proud to have learned a lot of all my previous experience, you know.
Okay. And when you are not working on these when we are not you are not into technical things, apart from this, like what you love to do in your free time, like maybe any particular hobby that you follow to make to enjoy your day, like what you love to do.
Well, I read a lot. I read a
Okay.
lot. Anything. I like a lot to learn more and more for different things, and also to cook. It's something that
Okay.
relates to me. Cook not just the traditional Spanish food, but the international food. I love. I love cook and eat, and
Okay, so I'm sure
go
like
to restaurants, nice restaurants, discover new cuisines and that. So those are the two main things that I do when I'm not working.
I think those who are into your circle, they after this podcast, like they will reach out to you for some great meals after this discussion. So you have to
Oh,
be ready for it.
sure.
Okay. All right. So another thing, like we already know that since 1999, you are working with this platform, you are training lots of other folks, and you are serving as a mentor as well. So, but here I just want to know about those key person who have highly influenced your journey, maybe as a mentor or as a friend, family member. So, who were those key people around you who believe in you and who highly influenced your journey so far?
Well, like I told you, I arrived to the IBMI on my first job, that it
Yes.
was in time before, because I never imagined when I was studying in the university that it was a place like a pre-sales consultant. You know,
Hmm.
when you are in the university, it seems that you are going to work in a final customer doing something, or that you are going to program or something like that. But no, there is all of this technical part with the sales part, that the combination of both. So that
Okay.
pre-sales consultancy is something that I love. And in Tango 4, it was the people there that gave me that opportunity, that
Hmm.
make my career. This was the first one. In any company that I has been, it was some key person that I learned a lot, you know.
Okay.
But what I'm today, working internationally and with people in Middle East, for example, we work a lot with Middle East or people
Hmm.
in Latin America. It was from my previous company that it was a French company, but I was working with the Italian branch. So the owner of that showed me how to work with channel partners, you know, a different way to work, not just go to the final customer, but go with other technical companies.
Yes.
And it was something that I discovered in 2010. And today I'm still working on that, you know, the way to do the business, making alliances with other companies and internationally. And this was what defined what I'm today, you know, and it was
Correct.
in that company.
Okay. All right. So, Andrew, like we have so many things that we can discuss here in this podcast, but we are short on time. So, I just want to take last question because you come from Spain, right? So, as a proud citizen of Spain, if you had to share just one thing about Spain with the world, something that reflects its identity or maybe spirit, so what would be that? That particular one thing about Spain?
Well. uh, Spain, like any other country, it's not monolithic. It's not just one culture or one thing. So Spain also is a very touristic place. So a lot of people know a lot of things about Spain. But I'm from a region that it's Catalonia. I'm in Barcelona.
Hmm.
So here in Catalonia, we have something that for me it's very, very special, and that it's different that is unique in the world.
Okay.
We make something that in Catalan we say castells. This is human castles,
Okay.
It's put one person, then another one on top, another one, and we reach like 10 floors of
Mm.
people, one
Okay.
on top of the other. The last ones are babies, are children of 4 or 5 years that go to the top and they need to do a signal and then pass and then build that castles, are human
Okay.
castles. If you
Mm.
have the opportunity to see in YouTube, for example, I can send you some link. There are very nice videos that you can see. And this is something that define my region inside Spain. So I will say human castles.
Okay. You know what? Similar kind of activities also performed here in Bharat, especially on the occasion of Janmashtami. Like there is a activity called Dahi Handi, where the similar kind of castle is prepared, and I'll also send you some resources so that you
Oh,
can just walk through it. And it's almost similar kind of thing which you just shared. So it's
at
good
the
to know
end,
about the common thing.
yeah, at the end, we have more in common than difference in the world.
Correct. All right. So, yeah, thank you so much, Andrew, for joining us today in this episode and for sharing your expertise with everyone. I'm sure like these things will resonate with many other listeners. So, thank you once again for being a part of the show.
Thanks to you, Amit, for the opportunity.
Thank you.